If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello and welcome to 1,000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast. I'm your host, Gabe Dunn. And today we have another one of my activist friends on the ground in Los Angeles, Taylor Smith. Taylor was an accountant in the film industry before all of this went down. And she has been with me on the ground, same as Eddie, who you met last week. And she is someone who is very loud and fearless. And raise my voice. I think I can get a little bit scared about being on the megaphone, worried about what I'm going to say. And Taylor is just someone who has been able to communicate with the DHS and ICE and police in a way that I aspire to. And we'll talk about this in the episode. This episode is mostly about responding to the violence that is being done against us with humor and with maybe a future full of memes and ridiculousness as a way to fight back against how serious and bleak and, violent things have become. And I think one of our great hopes is being able to allow Trump's foot soldiers to see that what they're doing is immoral, it's unethical, it's inhumane, and it's something that they don't have to be doing. So please enjoy this conversation with Taylor. It was real fun. I will say the sound is middling because Taylor is coming to us live from City Hall, where one of our friends is on trial for allegedly throwing an umbrella at a DHS agent, if you can believe it. And she's obviously not guilty, but we are waiting right now for the verdict. The jury's in deliberation. So Taylor is at the courthouse waiting to hear what's going to happen to our friend. And that's why she came in on her phone, and there's some noise in the background. But you know what? That's activism on the ground, baby. So we're both sort of anxiously awaiting a verdict. And in the meantime, she talked to us about the work that she's been doing and her viewpoint on how to resist. So thank you so much, Taylor, and please enjoy this interview.
You told a lot of lies about achievement. They called you when they got you to believe it. Thumb and finger held to their foreheads in an L shape, trapped in a capitalist hellscape. Let's fight back and have some talks about class and the massive cost of the disastrous plots of fascists and Nazis, fat cats and fox. It's 1,000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast.
Hello and welcome to 1,000 Natural Shocks, a show about fuck everything. I'm your host, Gabe Dunn, and with me today, live from City Hall, we have Taylor Smith. Do you want to tell us who you are and what you do, and then also where you are?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Taylor Smith. I am just a girl. I'm also an activist, also kind of an organizer in this crazy world that we're in right now. And I am currently outside the federal building because another fellow organizer, teammate, friend of mine got arrested by DHS, and she had her last day of court today, and we're waiting to hear back from the jury. So you have me live in the field, waiting to hear back from the jury.
Yeah, reporting live, deeply anxious.
Deeply anxious.
So, okay, so when did you start getting involved with all of this stuff downtown? Was that like the first thing that you went to, or how did you start getting involved in all of what we're doing?
Just to back up the truck, for those who can't see me, I am a Black woman, and I'm a part of that 92% wave that the Black women of America kind of clung on to. And they were very much like, this is not our fight, this is not our responsibility. We did what we were supposed to do for, all of the years, especially for this moment. So, but basically, we're sitting this one out. And so I lasted until about mid February. About mid February, I lasted on that high horse. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, I got to do something. But I took my time. I, mainly was the educational bit, like we've been here before. That's not a secret. So, like, how do we get out of this place? And also, like, what's going on in the city. So I was trying to get more plugged in. I'm from Philly. I lived in Chicago. So I'm really not plugged in with LA. So I took February, March to really just get plugged in. It wasn't until that first big raid downtown. Well, not even downtown. I think there were two big raids, one fashion district and one, I forget where else. But it was after June 6th is when I was like, okay, it's time for us to get out, time for us to be in the streets. I was there. I call it Bloody Sunday. I was there June 8th on the 101. And that's the big day where we all just got super brutalized. And it was truly after that moment I realized, okay, we're in war. This is a women's march. It's not 2020. It's not Save the World. It's not Child's Play. Like, this is real life war, and it's time for us to step up. Me and another friend of mine, Eddie, who I'm sure you will interview or have interviewed, he and I just started doing things and showing up, and we would see a flyer to, come join this group and this organization at this time for this meeting. And we said, okay. And eventually that led us to our makearuckus team. And that eventually led us to outside the detention center, 535 North Alameda Street. And that eventually led us to organizing with like-minded folks and realizing that, we have to do something, not just these major organizations. Everyone has to do something.
Okay, you're someone who, as I did interview Eddie, but you're someone that I look to as being a bit fearless towards DHS and the police. And my image of you, like, seared in my head is you just kind of like yelling at different officers. Uh, so, can we talk a bit about you getting to that place?
I went to school in Chicago for college, film school, Columbia College Chicago. Go Chicago. Whatever a mascot is or was. But my first march was the Women's March, and it was in Chicago. And Chicago's so chill when it comes to protesting. The realization that we have out here and other cities have, we really didn't have it in Chicago. Don't get me wrong. Parts have it. Police brutality is wrong. It's bad everywhere. But when it came to protesting in Chicago, we were allowed to do that. They would have their little bikes, their little vests, and they would keep us in the street or on the sidewalk, wherever we had to be. And that was that. So getting to the place of yelling at police was after June 8th, is when I realized that we were at war. They were going to shoot at us no matter what. They were going to tear gas us no matter what. They were going to infringe on our First Amendment rights no matter what. And to Eddie's credit, you have to get that proof on camera and you have to get them saying. And once I realized that, and I'm very good at using people's words against them. So if you, an officer, are telling me that you're just here for staging, I will literally go, but we had a protest a week ago and you guys weren't here staging. You guys were actually on 2 blocks away staging. So why are you here now? Like, I'm very good at the recall of it all. And also when you realize that these cops are just guys, like, don't get me wrong, again, they have guns and they have all these things. There's actually 2 DHS guys walking towards me right now. But once you realize that they're just like people and truly the entire world is watching, and it's kind of like, don't get me wrong, I get nervous, I get scared. There's plenty of times where LAPD's in my face and like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I'm like, go for it. There's 4 people on Instagram Live behind me. Go for it. Go for it. And once you show them that you're not that scared, and once you show them that, like, hey, legitimately the whole world is watching. So if you want to arrest
Yeah.
me right now for standing here, please wait for this TikTok liver person to come over. But after they come over, go for it. Fully go for it.
And I always get nervous for you because you are a Black woman, but like the level to which you are just like, move along to like the police.
I will say,
So,
in this moment, it's so important to know your rights, and it's so important to know what we are and are not doing wrong, and what city
yeah.
codes we are and are not breaking. And once I realized that they're, 1, making things up, 2, they barely know, and 3, especially now that we've broken them in to this point, they really can't give us a code. They can't give us one order as to what we're doing wrong. And once you realize that, it's kind of like, yeah, move along, go home. Don't you have a mistress to like underwhelm? Don't you have kids to tuck in? Like, isn't your mom worried about you? Like, don't you have to read Anne Frank later? Like, go home, go home. And I think if you can, again, they're human. So if you can kind of make and I say rapport very, very lightly. I know a lot of people are very anti police. You don't even want to make a joke towards police, not even a knock knock joke. And don't get me wrong, I was there and I get it. But if you can get them to break character, if you can break that fourth wall and get them to see you as a human being, it's harder for them to shoot you, number one. But number two, then you have their ear, and then you can be like, now you know it's kinda weird that you're out here, right? Like, we're out here protesting
Mm-hmm.
every day. We like, this is where we this is after work, I clock in, I clock out, and I clock in here. And so it's weird that you're here, and you don't even know why you're here. And they go, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we don't really know why we're here." It's like, "Yeah, you don't really know why you're here. Go home.
Mm-hmm.
Leave."
Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. I need the right person with the right background who can move our business forward. If I wanted candidates who match what I'm looking for, I'd trust Indeed sponsored jobs. I actually found my job on Indeed, and it was so easy to search through what I wanted to do and my skills and find the right place that was looking for exactly what I could offer. Hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. Give your job the best chance to be seen with Indeed sponsored jobs. They help you stand out and hire quality candidates who can drive the results you need. Sponsored jobs boost your post for quality candidates so you can reach the exact people you want faster. And it makes a big difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs because you reach a bigger pool of quality candidates. Join the 1.6 million companies that sponsor their jobs with Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. Now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Just go to Indeed.com/badwithmoney right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed. You're also someone who tracks badge numbers, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
And you're keeping like a pretty detailed record of everyone, even names that you have, but also just badge numbers and descriptions of different officers. And
Yeah.
can you talk about why you're doing that and what that means to you?
Sure. Honestly, it started off as I was always a bully. And so those instincts are still kind of in me. But when I say a bully, I'm 5'2" for the record. And so by a bully, I mean I just have these words. I'm a charmer. And in high school, I could make you give me your lunch money and apologize for not doing it sooner. Like that's the power that I kind of wielded. And those skills apply here. And so if I can hyper fixate on an officer, especially a DHS guy that's out here and he doesn't know why he's out here, you gotta call. Most of these guys volunteered. And for what I'm learning from this court case is that they are the police of DHS, essentially.
Oh,
They're like DHS's first line of defense, essentially. And so they really don't know why they're here. They don't know why we're protesting. They have no clue. So earlier
yeah.
back in July, June, that's kind of my approach. It's like, I mean, these are the jocks of our high school, right? These are the nerds that weren't so smart of our middle school. Like they don't know what's going on. So I was like, okay, I'll educate you. So I'll go, 1642. Do you know why we're out here? I'll tell you why we're out here. And then after, 'cause we're a daily protest, if I'm clocking in at 3, I know 1642 is probably clocking in around 5. So I'll be out there, then you'll clock in, and it's like, oh, 1642. Remember me? You're still here, but we just talked about slavery. Why are you still here, big guy? And then I realized that it's a security measure because I am building rapport with them in quotes, and they see us protesters every day. it's kind of hard not to, and I say this loosely, have a favorite. It's hard not to build a rapport. It's hard to not have some sort of relationship with these men, as crazy as that sounds. But
You're
I've seen
Stockholm syndroming them.
it is. It's Beauty and the Beast. Like I am Belle, they are the Beast, 1000%. But I've seen it work. I've seen DHS get super brutal. I've seen them throw a protester into the ground. And when she looked up mid frame, she goes, "Giggles, why are you doing this to me?" And me from across the way, I was like, 1019, how could you? And because we know them that well, I've watched them hesitate. I've watched them think twice. I've watched them, and because of it, they're rotating themselves out. They're either leaving because they can't handle it anymore, or DHS themselves are like, okay, we gotta pull. If these guys have been here since June, they're being affected. We gotta pull these guys out. They've rotated 3 times, and that
Yeah.
to me shows that knowing them, giving them nicknames, talking to them like normal people for a little bit. Like I still call them Nazis and pieces of shit, but I work my way up to that. I clock in, I say hello. How was your day? Did you get your coffee? By the way, you're a Nazi pieces of shit. I've seen it protect us. And also when the time comes and someone does something shady, it's like, who was it? Oh, that was 1019. Who was that? Oh, that was 15-8. Oh, who was it? Oh, that was 499. It will save us eventually. And for right now,
Mm.
I've watched it save lives before. And just another story about that. I was talking to 1052. He walked away because he has a job to do. And another officer was trying to get us to go back behind this imaginary line that they make up every day. Allegedly, I was over the line a bit. And he was trying to
Uh-huh.
get someone next to me who was under the line. I was a little ahead of him. He was trying to get him to come back. So me being loud, I was like, he's fine. Like, he's not even where I'm at. Like, he's fine. He turns to me, you have to get back. You have to get back. He almost put his hands on me twice. And because I know 1052, I literally said, 1052, you gotta come get 1770. This is insane. 1052, like, 1052, I need to, nope, I'm not talking to you anymore. I need 1052, right? And I've watched 1052. He's gonna take his time. Trust me, you guys, it's gonna take his time, but he will come over and he will loosely defend the fact that we were having a conversation. I am exactly fine where I'm at. I'm not doing
Mhm.
anything wrong, and that's the extent of it. But I wasn't hurt. I wasn't arrested, and I'm here talking to y'all right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, I encourage it. Get their badge numbers, get their last names, and be annoying as hell and get to know them.
I think I don't know if this was you, but, like, way back, like, a cop rolled up, maybe it was, like, LAPD, and I think you through the window were like, "Are you feeling better?" Somebody had been, like, sniffling or sick,
That was
and you
Eddie,
were
but yes.
Eddie. To the office, he was like, "Hey, oh my god, are you still sick? Are you feeling better?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling better." I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane."
It's insane, but that's to the extent of which we know them.
Yeah.
And like, yes, it's annoying, but there's also power because there's been times where LAPD, I can give examples. Their captain, we call him Sassy Pants. I forget his name right now, but Sassy Pants it is for the purposes of this podcast. But we bumped into him at a community event for LAPD in the community to like get to know each other, whatever. We talked to him there for like an hour. Bumped into him at a protest where they were suppressing our First Amendment right. And I literally walked over and I was like, Sassy Pants, I thought we just had a conversation about that. And it gives you a little bit of power to be like, I know you by name. Like I'm
Yeah.
walking past all of the younger, not the younger, but all the lower level deputies or whatever. I'm going straight to this 3-stripe, 4-stripe, 2-stripe person. And I'm calling them by, I forget his name right now, but I'm calling them by their name. I'm going, Sassy.
Mhm.
We had a conversation on Tuesday. This goes against the conversation we had on Tuesday. What's going on, Sassy Pants? And again, when you catch them in that lie, when you go, no, on Tuesday you said we could protest on Wednesday. It's Wednesday. We're protesting, but you're blocking us. Why? They have to come up with reasons, and they know you. And especially when, and I tell
Yeah.
them, especially for me, I'm like, hey, I'm annoying. Like when we first started back in July, My sister, I was walking to the detention center. My sister called me and she goes, "Tell those guys I'm sorry because you're super fucking annoying." I was like, "I'm gonna tell them you said that." So by megaphone, I go, "My sister says she's sorry because she knows I'm really fucking annoying." All of them started laughing because one, they know
Yeah.
it's true, and two, I'm being real. Like, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm annoying as fuck. So strap in.
I started noticing a level of embarrassment for them because first of all,
Totally.
there's one woman where you guys call her Bertha. And I often am like, imagine going back to your like office and everyone there knows that everyone calls you Bertha. Like, not that Bertha's a bad name, whatever, but like just like that can't be good to go back to your very macho job and know that everyone's calling you Giggles. Like, it's gotta start making them embarrassed, I feel like.
There was a time where Giggles 1019 is his DHS police badge number, whatever. From day one, he pissed me off. I gave him the nickname Giggles because he was just always just laughing, and I'm like, dude, what's so funny to you? But there was a day where he had to be, the captain, the head honcho, whatever. And I'm watching him give orders. And I just took the megaphone and I go, the fact that you take orders from 1019 has to be so fucking embarrassing. They all looked at me, including 1019. The man actively giving orders. They all looked at me and they were just like, they all started laughing. And I'm just like, yeah, no, like because you know it's embarrassing. You know
Right.
it's embarrassing. So, like,
Yeah.
and even that, a part of it too, like, I think some people see the videos and they go, "Oh, but what are you doing?" It's like, no, they hate it. They don't wanna be out there listening to crying babies or Britney Spears on repeat or whatever music we're playing. They don't wanna they don't wanna listen to that.
Right.
They don't wanna hear a history lesson every day. They don't wanna be called names every day. So just even being
Right.
out there and just having a presence, no, it's embarrassing and it gets back. It does.
Yeah, I think reminding them that they don't have to be here is huge. I think both sides have dehumanized each other, and
Yeah,
not that and I think I'm on a stage now where I'm wondering if being ridiculous is more of what we have to do at this point, like the frog in Portland, the guy that's just dressed as a frog who's going
yeah,
out there every day, or, the different like, I always liked when people showed up to the protest in like, dressed as, like, children or, like, babies, like, the people that would have, like, the little, like, freckles on their face and stuff. Like,
yeah,
or Thomas in his Stitch onesie, like,
yeah.
I think that trolling maybe is the new is the new.
It's a resistance. Yeah, I mean, to your point, yeah, especially right now when they're trying to spin this narrative of, Antifa, they're all blacked out, they're terrorists or this and or that. And it's like, okay, well, what are they doing? Like, and then you show Portland and everyone's in a onesie, like gyrating to the electric slide. And it's like, so where's Antifa? And then for us in
Yeah,
LA, it's a bunch of women all in like dresses and Liz has her pink long hair. She always looks good. I'm always in like a mini skirt or or something and we're all out there full beat makeup and we're just like, hey, you're fucking Nazis. While people
yeah,
are salsa dancing behind us, but like, yeah, we're Antifa, now what? So when you show the
yeah.
footage, it's like, well, who's down there? It's three women, all 5 foot or below, or slightly above, and we're all in dresses. So what's so threatening about that?
I know, I wish they would show that more because Eddie and I did talk about the way that, the media is very particular about what they
Yeah,
show. I'm loving Frog Guy because he is getting more attention from, like, local media or mainstream media, but it's like, yeah, they don't show I would always get so frustrated going down to
yeah.
535 because there would be, like, children drawing with chalk and stuff, and they'll never show that. They'll never show that. And it is also when you mention the women, it is also I can't ignore the fact that most of the people doing a lot of the work are women, women of color, gay men. End of list.
End of list.
And what do you think why do you think that is?
It's something that's really bothered me for many a months, especially in a time period like this where there are so much on the line. But I think those demographics of people, we're used to fighting for our rights, whether it's the right to marriage, whether it's the right to vote, whether it's the right just to be a human being. We are accustomed to getting up, organizing, fighting back, falling down, getting up again, organizing, fighting back. Like we're accustomed to it. So it's in our, unfortunately, it's within our DNA to some degree of, okay, well, if we want to marry who we want to marry, if we want to dance, we want to dance, if we want to go to school, we want to go to school, if we want to vote, how we want to vote, we have to do these things. While I feel like men in particular, especially white men in particular, they're not used to that.
Yeah.
And especially with this generation of people, we're so far removed from the civil rights movement and from Stonewall and from the suffrage movement. We're just so far removed from those things that we take it all for granted. It's like, what do you mean gay? Like, well, if they take away gay marriage, like WeHo will still be here. If they take away the right to vote, well, I mean, we can still go to Harvard. You know, if they take away the 14th Amendment, well, Black people will still be here. And it's like, will they? You know,
Yeah.
you're taking that for granted. You're saying that because you had rights that made you think that. But if they take those rights away, we don't know what's going to happen to our schools, our WeHos, our communities, our people. We have no idea.
Life has unexpected twists, and pregnancy is one of them. People in all states are getting abortion pills in advance to have at home in case of future need. Visit plancpills.org to learn more. That's plancpills.org.
What has been your experience of trying to get the word out or trying to educate people that are just not activated by any of this?
Yeah, I'm not the best at it. I am also super angry in this moment just because it's very apparent that not just my rights and not just your rights, but everyone's rights eventually are going to be taken away slowly but surely. And I've been far too angry to get the things I need to say across well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also hard because we're being so suppressed and we're just being so silenced. I think it's the correct word. We're being so silenced that even if I were to make a video where it would go across and people would and it would make sense to people, would connect to people, I don't know who would hear it. But now that things, at least in LA, have chilled out a little bit, and I say chilled out very loosely, I've started doing more quote unquote normal things just because I need to be around more normies and seeing what normal people are doing, what they care about. And I've learned that no one cares until it's at their step. And I think for
Mm-hmm.
men, we have to make women's issues men's issues. But by men's issues, I mean sex issues. Like, I think a lot of straight men think women's rights don't mean anything because they're not getting abortions. They don't need tampons. They don't need birth control. But what they're not realizing is if a modern day woman who is self sufficient and is, even if she's not promiscuous, even if she wanted to go home with someone, if she doesn't have her house in order, her birth control, her abortion pills, whatever she needs to feel safe to bring that guy home or to go home with that guy, we're going back to a time period where she's not going to feel safe doing that. Going back to John's apartment with his 3 roommates, no woman's going to want to do that if there aren't condoms, if there's no birth control, if there's no plan B, if there's no secure doctor or secure place that she can go to take care of it. Because I don't think John with his 3 roommates are going to be able to take care of her and her kid, you know?
Yeah. I don't know how they don't see that, and it is insane that we have to like pull a Lysistrata in order to get men to understand what's at stake, quote unquote, for them. It's tough because I think there's a mix of denial and also a mix of this isn't gonna bother me or independent
Yeah.
survival. I've had a little bit of why are you putting yourself in the crosshairs kind of thing,
Hmm.
and I just don't know a way not to. I'm like a little trans man. I feel like I roll up to the protest. I like often have a backpack. I like wear like a graphic tee. Like I can't imagine they don't think I'm like child adjacent. And there's like, I think that I have a level of privilege where I don't purport to represent white men, but I did become one. And I think
Damn it, Gabe.
I know. It's that meme that's like, a white man, no. My friend is pregnant right now and she's having a boy, and she was like, the white man is coming from inside the house. Like, she's like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
There was a meme I saw that was like, your friend tells you that they're trans, and you're like, hell yeah, like, live your life. I'm here for you, whatever you need. And then you realize that they're becoming a white man, and you're just like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I guess, what are some things that you've seen that have been hopeful, or what is like stuff that you're like, okay, this very well might work?
Uh, I'm very pessimistic these days, but I have answers. Hold on. You know, I think the small things are just honestly the people, the community, in very small ways of defiance. Um, there's a woman in DC that dresses up like the National Guard. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has nothing going on, and she dresses up like the National Guard, and she goes out there every day, and she trolls them. And that to me, I think is beautiful. I do.
You think it's like people will have less and less to lose, so then they'll just start doing stuff like that? Or
Well,
you know what I
I
mean?
think by 2027 people will realize, oh, this is really bad, and then like, yeah, more people will hit the streets. But even I was gonna say for my friend's case right now, they had to do jury selection for a day and a half. Jury selection was a day and a half because a lot of the jurors that they were bringing in were like, "This case is ridiculous. No, I can't be
Yeah.
unbiased in this case. Are you kidding me? No."
Well, I saw a
Well,
guy. I saw one of the guys that was dismissed outside after jury duty the other day, and I was like, you should have just like not lied. I can't, whatever, but you should have just stayed on the jury. You should have just like been like, let me stay on the juries because I
right.
know that this is bullshit.
Yeah, it's funny because that was a catch-22. It's like in that room, it's like, hell yeah, because like the lawyers for the United States government, they're also in that room. So like, hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah, tell this entire court system that you think this is bullshit. But wait, don't go.
Exactly. I
But wait,
know.
don't go.
I
Um,
know.
but I will say, I mean, she had a strong jury, I think. I mean, they were talking for a very long time.
I
But
know.
there were times where the prosecution, the government will talk, and I will kind of look over at the jury, and they're all kind of like squinting, their heads are to the side. They're kind of like, "What are you talking about?" So it's small things like that because even with her case, the first time around, they offered her 3 plea deals, but even before that, they couldn't find a grand jury to even indict. The grand jury was like, "No, we're not taking this to trial. Leave her alone." So it's small things like that that get because I don't trust the courts or the legal system. We all know this current administration doesn't care about that, but it's a
Yeah.
small acts of defiance from everyday people. Something as simple as being like, yeah, we're not going to sit and try this case. Yeah, I'm going to troll the National Guard for an hour and a half. There was one guy that was twerking in front of them and they all walked away. And I was like, that's iconic. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you see him twerk.
Maybe it is
um,
just no longer giving them power, just not being
yeah,
afraid and no longer
yeah,
giving them power, and just being like when the Burbank police showed up to the protest and
yeah.
you were like, keep it moving, go, bye, shoo, walk
Yeah,
along.
I think I was like, if anyone's blocking the street, it's you. I said, if anyone's blocking the street, it's you. You're blocking the street. Gotta go.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, oh, I am blocking the street. Oh,
Yeah.
I guess I will drive away.
Yeah. And I'm seeing more of that. And I would love in LA if they provided bail funds or support for
Totally.
people like our friend who are on trial. that would be great. But maybe other cities will do that, because that's the thing, right? Law enforcement turns and they turn on ICE and DHS because they are getting pepper sprayed themselves or tear gas
Yeah.
themselves. The people decide we're not going to indict. And then, like, then everyone shows up and like blow up unicorn costumes. It just, I guess, like, one angle is to just make it as unserious as possible.
Totally. And that's why I don't cover my face. That's why I go out there very much dressed as feminine. I'm pretty tomboyish for those that don't know me. But I try to go out there as feminine as I can be, just because God forbid there is a camera that's doing the Lord's work. I want them to see them tear gassing and pepper balling and rubber bulleting women in dresses, people
Mhm.
in stitch onesies, kids and dogs.
Priests, preachers, rabbis.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And even that, I know if you're anyone with a uniform, I would wear that to a protest. If you're a nurse, I would wear that to a protest. If you're
Yeah.
in suits, like a literal lawyer or a finance girl, and you wear suits all day, wear that to a protest. They need to see everyone out there.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Taylor, for joining us.
Thank you.
Where can people find you and follow you if you so wish to do so?
So yeah, if you want to see me get angry all the time, follow me on Instagram. The_real_Tay_Smith. I made that in COVID when we had time. I apologize. But yeah, I'm on Instagram. I will eventually move over to Blue Sky eventually.
Mm.
Um, I know Instagram's not great. I'm a part of the problem. But yeah, that's where you can find me fighting and yelling.
Thank you so much for keeping me sane.
Thank you for giving me sane.
1,000 Natural Shocks, a Bad with Money podcast, is a production of Noted Bisexual, produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions, edited by Diane Kang, post-production sound by Coco Lorenz, and music by Zach Sherwin as sung by Sam Barbera. Thank you, love you, bye!
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.